Welcome to Stress Relief and Unwind Coloring Book. It's my latest coloring book, which is available now on Amazon. And in this coloring book, I've included a page for Mother's Day, which you have signed up for the free painting tutorial. That's the tracer, and you'll need a piece of carbon paper. You can download the tracer when you sign up. And I use a canvas board 8x10. And today, instead of paint, I'm using Wahoo markers. I think that's how you say it. OHUHU art markers. They're wonderful. And what you do now, we're just getting ready to finish tracing the image onto the canvas. And I've gone ahead and done most of the tracings to save time. And what you do, you just place your tracer over the carbon paper. Make sure it's the dark side down. Find a pen. I like using a pen. It seems to follow the lines quite nicely. And I would suggest tracing as many lines as possible, because once you start painting or marking, and you want to have as much a guide as you can get, so it's going to be more detailed and it'll turn out really lovely. And once we get going here, you'll understand why. So now I'm just tracing over the Mother's Day letters, and it's really quite a simple activity. And look at that. It's just amazing, isn't it? That carbon paper is just one magic accessory in an artist's life. And it just makes things really easy. So there you go. And I've traced the whole image onto the canvas board. And I really like using canvas boards. So here's my markers. I'm starting off with a pink one called Shadow Pink, and the yellow is Moccasin. The green is a beige green, and the blue is a Tahitian blue. And then I'm also using a black Sharpie. So we'll wait and use that in the very end. Wait till you see how we use that. It just makes it so amazingly beautiful at the very end. So we're going to start off with the pink one. And in these markers, they have two ends filled with paint. One is a very strong, the one I'm using now, it's a very strong tip, and it slides lovely over the canvas, as you can tell. And it's a little firmer and stronger, and I really like how it works and how it's so easy to apply. I'm just going in around the letters of Mother's Day and Happy, and we're filling it in. We're just doing a basic outline of the letters right now, so we can fill it in and take our time. And if you don't have these markers, you can use any markers that you have in your artist toolkit. There's so much to choose from. There's beautiful Sharpie markers, and there's I also work with Procreate markers. They're fabulous as well. And I find when I'm working with Procreate markers, they almost act as a respond like a watercolor paint, because when you put the Procreate onto the canvas, you just spray some water and you can move that paint around quite easily. So I toyed between using Procreate and the Oahu markers. So anyway, we're doing the Oahu markers right now. So the pink is filling in quite nicely all around the image, and it is such a pretty pink, isn't it? Very soft for Mother's Day, and I just love pink. You can't go wrong with pink. No, really. So the next color I'm using is the Tahitian blue, and we've started at the top of the canvas. It just seems to flow nicely, working from the top down, and once you trace this image onto your canvas board, it's like you've created your own marker by number, not marker by number, paint by number, paint by marker image. You've created the image and all the sections, so now it's just a matter of filling in all those sections, and you can have so much fun and just work at your own pace. You can do a little bit at a time, or I think this would make a absolutely wonderful Mother's Day gift for you to do for your mom, or to even trace it onto a canvas and do it together. Or you can purchase the coloring book and have that for a longer time. There's, I think, 100 pages in the coloring book, so it's really quite substantial and it's lovely. And there's other occasions in the coloring book as well, like there's one for Father's Day and a happy birthday and Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas, so and St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day. So it's quite a full coloring book celebrating all the occasions that we have. So there's lots in there for you to choose from. And if you want, you can order that anytime on Amazon. In fact, it's here in the free tutorial where you have the opportunity to sign up for that. Anyway, we're just filling in the images here at the top of that pretty heart with the Tahitian blue. It's such a pretty color, isn't it? That turquoise. You can't go wrong with that color either. And it's a nice complementary color to that pale pink, that moccasin, that shadow pink it's called in the markers. And we just keep filling it in and continue down the side of the art and the image. Now, if you were going to paint this, I would suggest using acrylic paint, or you could use water paint as well, whatever you're comfortable with, and choosing your colors. So now I've switched to the green. Oh, I dropped it. Oh, hang on to that marker, Sheila. And it is the beige green. It's a lovely, lovely shade of green. I really like that green. It's very soft, very nice. I don't know, something about Mother's Day makes you, well, feel happy and think of your mom and all the times you spent together with her. And I'm sure you've sat at the kitchen table and colored a lot growing up as a child. So it brings back a lot of memories, and it's wonderful to give honor to our mother, not only on Mother's Day, but every day of the year, and think about her. I no longer have my mother, and I think about her almost every day. And she was a marvelous woman. She lived to be 93, and she lived with me for 3 years, and then went into a nursing home. And an opportunity came up at the nursing home for me, I'm a hairdresser, for me to become their resident hairdresser. So I was there every day, and Mom would, with her walker, she'd just scoot into the little hair salon and have a great visit. So it was wonderful sharing that last few years with my mother. We were both in the nursing home together, and that's pretty special for sure. So, and I'm still at the nursing home, so of course they think about her often, and they all remember Flo. They called her Flo. And my family, my siblings, they were so faithful in visiting her almost every day. It was fabulous. So I'm back to using the shadow pink, filling in partially that leaf up there at the top. And didn't make that one leaf all solid green, so I'm using some pink. Now we're filling in that heart. There's 2 hearts over there on the left, and we're filling those in. Oh, I'm up here now, filling in that heart. I'm all over the place. That's what artists do. You just follow your instinct and your heart, so to speak. So there we are. Now we're filling in that heart with the shadow pink. I just love this pink. I think I'm going to be using this a lot. And I love pink and green together. They're beautiful. And okay, we're filling that in. Now we're going to, okay, I wanted that. Now we're going to fill in that other rose. There's some beautiful roses here, and roses are so easy to draw. I know we've traced this, but a rose, you just start at the center and you make a little, almost three lines. And then you go around the outside of that those lines. And as you move out to the edge of the heart, the rose shape, you make them larger. So you just kind of go around not in a solid circle, but you just go around. And that's what art is just a whole slew of marks going in so many directions. So I'm filling in, I'm getting closer to the Happy Mother's Day message at the top there, and I'm filling it in with the shadow pink still. Yes, and the one thing is not to worry, even though we've traced the image, and we've all not been taught, but we've all been encouraged to stay in the lines. Well, I'm encouraging you to go outside the lines, go over the lines, cover the lines, because they're still showing through, and you'll understand why it's okay to go over the lines at the end of the video. And it offers somewhat of a freedom way to paint. Okay, now we're using the moccasin yellow. Isn't that pretty? Oh, it's so pretty. That yellow and pink are such a lovely combination. I can almost smell those roses. We had a beautiful rose bush on the farm where I grew up, and oh, it was just gorgeous. The roses were a deep, deep, almost like a fuchsia color. I think they called them American Beauty. And we had a pink peony, and my mom was a wonderful gardener. She had so many flowers, and one of my favorites were the dahlias. I love the dahlias. Okay, we're over here now painting the other rose, pink. So we're filling that in. We're going over those lines. Don't worry, just fill it all in, and you can tell where the edges of the roses end, so you know how to finish off the design of the rose. So just follow along, and you can do a portion of this art tutorial and then pause it and go back to it, rewind it, and just take your time and work at your own pace. It's really, there's no pressure, there's no hurry to get it done, but so you just do whatever you feel comfortable with. So now we've got that top filling in quite nicely. Or I'm going to take, this is what I like to do. I like to look at what areas I'm going to paint a certain color and fill all those in. So I thought this would be a great idea when we're working at the center piece of the heart. So now I'm using the, back to the yellow, the moccasin shade of yellow, and I'm just filling in, I'm using the reference of, you'll see the reference piece of art. You can download that so you have it in front of you, and you can look at that from time to time, and it acts as a wonderful guide as well for you to know where to put the yellow or to put the pink or the blue or the green. It's very helpful. So I'm just filling in all the yellow parts of that center heart, and just taking my time. And it's wonderful. I find when I paint, it's very relaxing, it's very calming, and I usually sit at a desk in front of a window where I live, and I can look out the window, and there's, I think, 10 beautiful pine trees that I can look at, and just get lost in my little painting activity, and it brings me a lot of joy, and now I can share this wonderful joy with all of you, and I hope it does that for you, and that you can share it with those that you care for as well. And I just think this would be, I remember Mom and I, when she lived with me, we used to do art at the table, and we did this wonderful peace sign. and we used all recycled items. And I have both of those pieces, and I just love them. And of course, she signed hers, Florence, and I signed mine. And I'm just so happy that we did that activity together. And we did a lot of other art because I usually had all my supplies and everything out on the big table, so it was very easy to get to. There was no rushing. So now I'm down filling in the yellow little flower at the bottom, and we're just filling all those little petals. And I think is there another? Let me see. Just going in and oh yes, I'm filling in that corner one, that lovely little fresh-looking, vibrant, open flower. Very pretty. Yes, very pretty. And once you finish your art, you could take a picture of it and have some lovely cards made, or you could make some prints. And what else could you make? You could make some postcards, and you could buy a lovely frame, and just a very inexpensive frame at the dollar store, put it in a frame. Okay, now we're back to the big center heart. And I'm using the stronger tip of the marker. Just helps me go a little faster. And it is the shadow pink. So we're filling all that in with the shadow pink near where I just finished the yellow sections. So just fill that all in. And if you're using paint, make sure a good tip when you're going to paint something with, I use acrylic paint in my regular art, is to spray the canvas with some water and then just start painting. And it helps move that paint around quite nicely and freely, and it's really quite an effect after you finish that. So that's just a little tip that I've learned along the way. So I'm filling in all those little pieces around the heart, the pink heart, and I think that's looking good. Oh, here's another rose that I'm going to fill in. I'm still using that firm tip of the marker. It just seems to work quite nicely for me right now, and it's saving time. So we'll fill that in. Oh, there's one over here down in the right-hand corner. We're going to fill all that in. Now, I've chosen these colors for my piece of art, but you choose what you would like to paint your piece with. You could choose red roses. You could choose purple roses, white roses. White would be lovely, burgundy, and you make it your own very piece of art and choose what you would love to choose. And your mom might have a favorite color rose. So now we're filling in with the Tahitian blue in around the roses, just taking our time. I think I'm choosing every other section because I want to add some green after this blue. So I just look at my marks and my sections. I think, okay, I'll fill this one in, and then I'll skip a section and then fill the next one in. And then I'll come back and fill it in with the green, and it'll look really nice because sometimes you don't want it all solid looking. And I know when I do large pieces of art, I like to create almost a stained glass look. In sections, or an animal print feature or design, and choose my sections, like randomly make all these different sized marks and then fill it in, and it is really quite effective. I love it. It's really nice. So you just continue on and finish that with the Tahitian blue, and it's looking very, very pretty. And what else could you do now with this? This would make, if you didn't want to use the canvas board, you could use what they call it, a gallery wrapped canvas. It has a thicker edging on it, thicker sides. And then you could trace your image onto that with your carbon paper, and really easy to do. And then what I like about those canvases that they stand up by themselves. And we call them shelf sitters. So you can put it anywhere as long as you've got a flat surface, or you can lean it up to anything, or it just becomes a nice piece of accessory for one of your shelves or a little table or your desk, and you can move it around. It's so portable. You don't have to necessarily put it on the wall, but if you wanted to, if you're using a canvas board. Okay, now I'm switching to the green, the beige green, and like I said, I'm filling in those other sections that I didn't to complement the blue. Looks really nice. Lovely. It's coming together. Lovely. So if you wanted to take the canvas board with the image, and what I've done sometimes is I add a piece of magnet to the back. You can go buy a little box of magnets at Staples and cut a piece of it off. They come in a business card size box, and add a piece of the magnet to the back of your painting, and voila, you have new fridge art. I mean, it really is quite an amazing thing you can do with. You just have to think outside the paint box and do something different, and to express your creativity and how you can enjoy this piece of art. Imagine if your mom came out on Mother's Day and she found that on her fridge. I think that would be very lovely, and it would probably end up making her cry, of course, because it is a very special moment, Mother's Day, and to spend it with your mom, especially if you still have one. So that's an idea. You could put a piece of magnet on it, or you could add it to a frame, like I said, and print it off. Take it to your printer, print some nice colored prints off, and put those in a frame as well. Or you can make postcards. What else? You can make a little doorknob hanger, like "Do not disturb. It's Mother's Day." Don't disturb the mama. It would make a lovely a door, a welcome on the door as well, wouldn't it? I think that would be cool. Or have it as a nice place marker on the table if you're planning to have a Mother's Day dinner with your mom. That would look lovely at each table setting. I think that would be sweet. And then you could add each person's name on the back. Okay, now we're almost finished. Now we're up to using our black Sharpie. And this is what's going to really pop it out. I'm going over all the letters. Now we can see happy, and then Mother's Day, the M and the O. See how lovely we've left all those marks so we can see through the paint, and we're going over them all with the black Sharpie, and it's just going to make it dynamic looking. Awesome. I love it. I really like this technique, and it's very effective and really quite impressive. Sometimes I impress myself, which is a good thing to do. So just keep going over all those marks, and you'll see how it just pops. It just makes everything stand out so lovely, and it's going to become quite a masterpiece. So we'll continue on with the black marker. I'm using a medium-size black marker. Just I found the finer one too fine. I would like having some distinction with the borders and all the marks, so the medium markers seem to be working really well here. And see how it almost has a stained glass effect look right there, doesn't it? Yes, I like that. That's beautiful. Now I'm complimenting my own work. I mean, why not? You have to be happy and find great joy in what you create. So we'll go around the leaves, And now we're going to go around that rose. And there's another leaf up there. I'm really glad I did the leaves kind of two colors. Some pink, some green, some blue. It just adds a nice touch. So we're going around all those marks in the in the rose, sorry, up there. That looks really pretty, yes. And what a lovely activity to do with your mom. I'm thinking more and more of that, and I think this would be a nice activity that I'm going to share with all the residents at the nursing home where I still work. I think this would be a lovely activity for them and be super. Yes, I'm just thinking here while I'm painting, and that's what creativity does. When you start creating something, your mind goes into a whole different zone. You just think, oh, I'm finding such joy here and pleasure, and I think I really should share this with somebody. And the more you do, look how that heart is just almost jumping right off the canvas, isn't it? Oh, I love it. It's so pretty. So I'm really glad that I added this page to the coloring book, because it's just such a great idea, a gift idea for Mother's Day. And there's a lot of variety in the coloring book. So if you did buy it as a gift, there's lots of other images that I'm sure you would enjoy, or your mom, or that special person that you would like to give it to. Yeah, so I'm really happy with this coloring book. And I've enjoyed creating so many books on Amazon. It's been quite a learning curve, and I'll be creating a whole lot more, because it's just such a wonderful way to share art with you and the rest of the world. And look at that. I also have a design coming up. You'll see it soon, celebrating Father's Day. And it is the funniest image. It's in the coloring book as well. So keep your eyes open for that one. And it'll be the same type of process. You'll get this free as an art tutorial, and then you'll have the option of purchasing the coloring book on Amazon. And the Father's Day image is just hilarious, I think. And so I'm looking forward to creating that for all of you. So you just continue on and going over all those marks and see how easy it is to just trace over those marks that you laid down in the beginning. And that's why we didn't have to worry about staying inside the lines, going outside the lines. It's all going to come together now with adding this black marker over all the little shapes and designs. And it's going to make it really pop out, isn't it? Now, usually when I finish a piece of art, I like to add a little coating of varnish to my work so it protects it. And also make sure you sign your art. It's very special. Even put the date on the back. I find that's kind of cool. Yeah, or sign it on the back as well. But I like to protect my work, so I spray it with a special coating. And then sometimes I give it 2 coatings just to give it that extra boost of shine. And I like the gloss part of it as well. So I've learned to do that for sure. Sign it, protect it, and practice. Keep doing this. You have the tracer now. You can do it quite a few times. And doesn't have to be Mother's Day. It could be happy birthday. In fact, I have a page in that coloring book that says happy birthday. So stay tuned for that one as well. So there's lots coming up. So we're almost finished here. We're just finishing all the outlines and going over all of them with the black Sharpie marker. And I think it's turning out really lovely. I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you continue on with painting with paint or markers or the paint pens. It's so exciting to find all these new accessories to use in our art journey. And there's that beautiful yellow rose, yes. And we'll just continue around. And sometimes I even add a little extra line in my rose, in my flowers. And here's our last one here at the top, that beautiful pink rose. Yes, yes, lovely. I think it's beautiful. Oh my. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and remember to check out the Amazon coloring book. And happy Mother's Day, and thank you for joining me with this tutorial, and I look forward to the next one. Be well, and be happy, and have fun.